let me just start with, damn, this show is awesome. Record of Ragnarok proves that your show doesn't have to be complicated to be entertaining, and the well-worn tournament arc formula that we've all seen 100 times still works just as well as the first time you saw it.
Our first round begins. Introducing God number 1, the legend himself, the strength of the Norse, the one and only Thor!
So gods will be gods. Up above it all, they hold a meeting once every 1,000 years to casually decide if humans have done enough wrong in the world to finally merit being wiped out again.
I've watched them for a millennium, and I haven't caught any sign of them learning from their mistakes. Let's give them the old fire and brimstone.
Without much thought to it, a vote is cast, and a unanimous decision among the gods is made to end humanity here and now.
The meeting has reached consensus. Let the record show that the Council of Valhalla has managed to agree on a unanimous decision to end the human race.
Just a moment!
All except Brumhilde, half Valkyrie, half human, she alone takes pity on humanity and offers another solution.
For you to simply wipe them out, well, it just seems quite dull. Consider this, then. A proposal. A trial to decide if humans might be worth keeping alive for years to come. To demonstrate the power and the benevolence of all the gods. Why not put humanity to the test? I propose the ultimate trial between the gods and mankind. The Ragnarok.
And with that, Ragnarok is set. The fight between man and God to determine whether humans are worthy enough to exist for another 1,000 years begins. This show starts strong. Now get all that plot shit out of my face, because the fight hype here is thicker than Thor's hammer, and we're diving right into it from the first episode.
End it, Thor.
The thunder mallet of the god of combat, Thor's hammer!
So the gods choose 13 of their strongest to compete in Ragnarok, a fight to the soul-shattering death. And on the human side, Brumhilde searches through millions of years of human history to find humanity's greatest warriors, capable of taking them down. For such an incredible warrior, a special name is given.
They shall be the 13 God Killers! The Einherjar!
But still, a man-made weapon cannot compare to the strength of a god-made weapon. So to even the playing field, Brumhilde calls upon her Valkyrie sisters to aid humanity's champions by transforming their bodies into divine weapons, perfectly suited to the one who wields them. Each human champion is resurrected in their absolute fighting prime, and the crowd is filled with people from their period of history, often people who had personal connections to that champion. This makes the crowd so diverse and fun to look at. Like, where else can you find this sort of mix of god monsters, Chinese imperial warriors, and 19th century musicians all in one place? But this show is about one thing: fights. And looking at the fight roster, trying to describe some of these matchups feels like it comes straight out of a Mad Lib. Like, I can't decide which fight I'm more excited for. Rasputin versus Anubis? Eros versus Nikola Tesla? How about Hercules versus Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper!
And the fights are pretty good. The biggest factor carrying them is the sheer hype of seeing famous historical figures in their prime using divine weapons to challenge a literal god.
Looking a human in the eye.
So you meet my gaze at last, huh, kiddo?
There's also a lot of showmanship and build-up to these fights, and I was getting some serious WrestleMania vibes at times.
In this corner, the ocean god Poseidon versus history's underdog Kojiro Sasaki. Fight!
The animation in these fights is good enough to tell what's happening and sells the impact enough for me, but nothing here is going to blow your socks away, because unfortunately it felt like Netflix went pretty budget on this animation.
Tens of thousands, millions of moves ahead can he see?
If I had to choose one thing to complain about, it would definitely be some of the flashbacks during the fights. The point of these flashbacks is often to build up characters and provide context to show how tough and cool they are. But when two legendary historical figures step into the ring together, I'm already pretty damn sold on how badass a character like Thor is, and these flashbacks often feel a bit redundant in that sense. I would definitely say that the flashbacks and side character commentary during the fights is just a little too much, and starts to feel like it drags the overall pacing of the show down a bit. Like if they cut enough stuff to make these fights just one episode shorter, I think it would be a huge improvement overall. But after finishing this series, I was pretty damn satisfied. The show was epic, and it's a lot of fun just to imagine a battle between a man and a god. All the character designs, from the divine to the mortal, are visually diverse, distinct, and full of personality. And oh my god, what I wouldn't give to be one of those statues.
It's almost like he can infiltrate the mind. I'm curious, how deeply can he penetrate?
The battles, while a little slow in pacing, genuinely kept me on the edge of my seat, wondering who would win each round. They often play with your expectations, and just when you think the fight is over, the real battle begins.
Against all odds, against all logic, Zeus the Almighty has been taken down!
So while the show didn't absolutely blow me away, I definitely had a lot of fun here, and I would absolutely watch a season 2.
Alright then, it's party time.
Hey there, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. I'm still new at this, so leave a comment below telling me what I could do better. Or if there's an anime you'd like to see me review, make sure to let me know, and I'll see you all next time.